fantasy football.
It's my quarterback. If you guys do that, man, it's unfair.
How's your fantasy team looking this year?
I won $1 million.
Come after me! I'm a man! I'm 40!
Hey, this is Michelle Balloon, and you're listening to My Fantasy Wife Podcast.
My Fantasy Wife Podcast.
Style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable.
Blaire.
I watched 40 minutes of Space Jam this weekend. It's 40 minutes of my life. I'm not going to get back.
Put that in the pipe and smoke it.
Gary.
They had already announced he was leaving. He just didn't want to wait out the 30. You know how when you quit a job, you got to give him 30 days or whatever.
2 weeks. You've never had a real job, have you?
No.
He is the man in the fantasy world.
Drew.
You're not a Peyton Manning fan.
I'm not a Manning fan.
You can't be serious, man. You cannot be serious!
Lewis.
You love Burger King.
Yeah, I like Burger King.
Yeah.
Not the game. We're talking about practice, man.
You're listening to My Fantasy Wife Podcast. www.myfantasywife.com.
Welcome, listeners, to My Fantasy Wife, the weekly sports meets comedy meets marriage podcast, where a husband and wife discuss sports, fantasy leagues, and their impact on pop culture and relationships, including their own. I am the wife, comedian Blaire Postman.
Hey! Y'all started already.
Yeah, I'm joined by my husband and sports stat expert, Mr. Gary Haynes.
Oh, yeah!
Wow. Also joining us, as always, is Hot Topics and social media maven, comedian and pet nurse, Drew Harrison.
Hello.
Woo!
And rounding things out, sound engineer, comedian, man about town, Mr. Louis Bishop.
Oh, yeah.
You've been demoted. No more Bond.
You sound like the Kool-Aid Man. To never miss our weekly episodes, extras, and more, subscribe in iTunes, Stitcher, or YouTube. Find us on Facebook and Instagram at My Fantasy Wife Podcast, Twitter at My Fan Wife, and support the podcast by liking and rating us in iTunes. Miss any of that? Then just go to our revamped website, myfantasywife.com, with links to everything. Gary?
Yes.
Tell us about this week's sponsor.
I'm gonna Blaire. Here it comes right now. This week's sponsor is Podhive. Podhive.com matches small to mid-sized podcasts and advertisers. Podcasts get matched with advertisers who might otherwise miss them. Advertisers get heard by listeners of cool podcasts who'd be their perfect customers. It's an audio sponsorship love connection. Go to podhive.com for more information, Blaire. And you know what?
What?
That's podhive.com.
All right. You did that very straight-laced, I must say.
Am I the only one that wishes Macho Man Randy Savage would have been the Kool-Aid Man at some point?
Oh,
yeah.
Was he not?
No. He was Slim Jims.
Who? Oh, okay. I see. He was through the other fast food thing that was breaking through.
Can we
the
put
wall.
this up on the
Oh,
website?
sure. If you, as he's listeners, he's showing me a cartoon rendition as if Randy Savage were the Kool-Aid Man busting through a wall.
Yeah.
And it's quite apt.
Could I ask everyone in the courtroom to stop saying, oh, no, or that sucker's just going to keep showing up?
Is that from Family Guy?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Oh, yeah. Okay.
And then he backs out slowly.
Yes.
I love when Peter does it to his house.
Yes.
And the Kool-Aid Man's like, on the other side of this isn't very pleasant.
Right, exactly. All right, guys. Upcoming guests this week, we are going to have from the Wasted Potential Comedy Tour, comedian Maddie Wiener.
Yeah.
Woo! We're doing a recap from the... What's the matter, Louis?
Nothing.
How you doing, buddy?
I'm okay.
You sure?
Yeah, I just,
What?
you had the lady on from the She-Dot,
Yeah.
that sexist group. Now you have another group of sexist people on.
It's not why...
Women are only 50% of the population. How come they're on every week?
Why?
I know.
They're not on every week. But
We had House Sparks on. You said, no, don't pick up the phone.
No, that's not what happened, and we're not going to discuss that. What did happen? Because we're good sports.
I thought you were saying he was a woman, but...
No.
Right.
That's not what he said.
Well, no, ma'am.
No, so you don't like Maddie?
No, I like Maddie.
Right, you just don't like women.
No, I like women. It's just,
You don't like women comedians.
It's just a bit much.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry we've had two women on.
How are you going to make me a cheese sandwich over the phone? That's what I want to know.
No, I was kidding. I'm kidding.
Cheese sandwiches are
Look, you think I'm a feminist. Maddie's been brought up with it. She's ready to go. So I dare you. I double dog dare you. Nah, she's super fun.
She owes me chocolate pie, so I think I'm okay.
Yeah, I think you're probably all right because you did feed her. All right, guys. So, Mr. Any other fun things? Any of a point of order for before we get started with the real stuff?
Well, so
when's the next male guest on?
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. Next one says yes. Probably. Yeah.
Yes, address.
So our new segment on this show of Call Louis Bishop a Frenchy name, it only lasted 1 week.
One segment.
1 week.
1 week, yeah.
How
We
about...
don't want to overplay it.
Yeah, you want me to do one every week, a French
Yes,
name?
absolutely. Do you know how many frilly useless French phrases there are?
Well, do you have one you'd like to use
Well,
for this week?
I thought you had it covered. I didn't really come up with it.
Well, okay. Well, he's Monsieur Bishop.
Okay.
Okay.
Keeping it simple, straight to the point. I like
Yes. He's Monsieur Grenouille.
Oh, there we go.
That
I like
means
that
Mr. Frog.
Okay.
And it's just a fun...
I like that.
It's kind of like Senior Frogs, but
Can that
French.
be your stage name from now on?
Yeah, Mr. Frog.
Captain Party Frog?
How is it that you didn't know the word for rabbit, but you know the word for frog?
I don't know, because Grenouille is an especially fun word to say.
Have you ever ate frog legs?
I have.
Yeah?
No, I've not.
Is there any other parts of the frog you can eat?
I don't know.
That's a
Is
good
that
question.
belly
well, our
meat?
cat would have something to say about that.
Oh, God.
It
Like-
decided to simply eat the entire frog
It
whole
ate-
and then throw it up on the bed.
Well, you turned it into a girl. What do you expect?
No, the other cat, the
other
killer.
cat.
We were talking about today if the other cat had been the one that had to wear the mask, and we were speculating that we would have come home from this, and it would have just been nailed
The
to the
code.
wall above the bed with a bloody paw print by it.
Yeah.
He would not have tolerated
He
it.
doesn't take a lot of BS.
No.
Jack the cat, sometimes he finds
We call him the Ripper.
sometimes finds little frogs in our little tiny front yard.
Just eats them whole.
Well, sometimes he just holds them in his mouth because he's playing cat and frog with them.
Okay.
But then he got sick a week or so ago. And I'm like, oh my God, what's wrong? And out came half a digested frog, a big one,
Yes.
like larger than a quarter.
Nice.
Yeah.
Which has to remind me of the Dudley Moore album that I used to listen to all the time with Peter Cook, where they had the section called The Frog and the Peach.
Yes.
And it was a French restaurant, and they only served 2 dishes. And one was frog à la pêche, which was a roasted frog with a peach in its mouth.
Oh.
And the other was pêche à la frog, which was a giant peach when you sliced it open. 1,000 steamed tadpoles came rolling out.
So what we've done here is continued our theme of starting off with some French things and some unnecessary, disgusting cat stuff.
Pêche à la frog and frog à la
Little
pêche.
I'm
All
not
right.
a fan of French things.
Yeah, well, all right.
Folks out there, if you've never heard Peter Moore and Dudley Cook get drunk in the studio,
Peter Moore and
doing,
Dudley Cook?
Well, okay,
Peter Cook
you know
and
what I'm
Dudley
saying,
Moore?
yes, and doing an album. You owe it to yourself to look up on the internet the 25-minute version of "He's Got the Horn" and listen to that. You'll have a good day if you do that.
What's that? Well, maybe we'll listen to it for next week.
Or maybe she's got the horn. One of the two.
Hey, Bishop, has Captain
pretty
Party
good.
Beard got back to you on when he's subbing in for you?
Yes, next week.
Oh,
Next
wow.
week,
Okay, well, it's going to be a fun show.
Someone's subbing for Lewis here?
Captain Party
Have you ever
Beard.
met Captain Party Beard?
No, I've never met him in person.
Really? You
Not
haven't?
in person.
Oh, wow. He's a very...
Tell him about Captain Party
Did he have a
Beard.
children's show in the 60s and 70s?
He did.
Yeah.
He actually did the album
With Mr. Green Jeans?
Yeah, with Peter Cook and
He had the horn.
And Dudley Moore.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You know, he originally auditioned for Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Yeah.
He just had other commitments going on. He didn't land it.
It was just one of those things they could never quite get it all together.
Right.
Could never hammer it down.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, Mr. Wills Maxwell is off this week on assignment.
Where's he at?
He is in the Raleigh-Durham area doing family graduation type things.
I bet if he'd have been a woman, you'd have had him on.
You know, I could respond to that in a way that would hurt Wills's feelings but would be funny. I'm not going to do it.
Why?
I'm not going to do it.
You were going to say something about his prom dress, weren't you?
No. You guys are welcome to help us get guests at any time. Okay. All right.
Was it going to be about him being flat-chested?
Yes.
You know that
But he's very sensitive about it,
He
so I
is.
try not
Well,
to bring it up.
That's what I was going to say. I know that's your go-to.
What do you think he started drinking?
Okay, stop it. All right, guys. Speaking of French things, fact-checking from last week, I used the phrase bon vivant to describe Monsieur Bishop, and there was some confusion as to what that meant. So the Merriam-Webster dictionary definition is a person having cultivated, refined, and sociable tastes, especially with respect to food and drink. For example, he has become a bon vivant since moving to the city. And I would like to point out that Drew said he thought it meant rich people who pay poor people to kill each other.
I stand by that.
Yes. By the way, Mr. Bishop.
Baby elephant walk.
You know your sentence, your example sentence still fits with what I thought it was
Right, right. He's become, since moving to the city, he has become a rich person who pays poor people to kill each other.
I like that definition.
There you go.
All right.
You can't do that in the country.
Yeah, by the way, if you would take that quote of last week's episode, Mr. Bishop, and make that Drew's quote in the opening of the episode.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I would really...
I
think that would be...
And what was the Bishop one?
I got his...
coming to that? All right.
Yeah. So, the Mr. Bishop quote that we were listening to as part of that was... Mom had to go to a women's shelter because I had a great childhood.
instead of the free promotional tour for a Burger King, I just think that would be...
and because that Burger King...
Burger King can pay us if they want an ad.
Yeah, Burger King also, the whole Burger King thing is bigger than that one little quote. So that's just my recommendation as something for the intro if you're into it.
You want to change that to the...
Well, we just found both of those to be, when fact-checking today, so
hilarious,
perfectly contained and hilarious that just something to consider. To consider.
I thought you were going to say that actually my mom, it was all a ruse. We actually didn't go to a women's shelter. I thought that was going to be the fact check part of
no.
Oh, no.
We just
they talked to Mama Bishop.
No.
No. I just took him to the high school gym and told him we were...
Yeah, right.
that was Hurricane Matthew.
Yeah. Right, that was...
I wanted him to be prepared for everything.
He made that stuff up.
Right. He's a liar.
It used to be my nickname.
One other fact check here, guys.
Liar.
We had some question about the difference between tequila and mezcal. Mezcal is a Mexican distilled spirit that is made from the agave plant. It is tequila is technically mezcal. However, there are differences in production technique and the types of agave used. Tequila is made from a single type of agave plant and can only be produced in the state of Jalisco and in small parts of other places in Mexico. And mezcal can be produced from up to 28 varieties of agave, including blue agave, and is made from around the Osaka and, according to official government regulations, other places throughout the states.
Now, see, why
Guerrero,
is tequila
Durango.
popular and mezcal isn't really?
I have two. No, it's not that it's not popular. It's that it requires the really fine version of the agave plants. They can only make it in one place.
Right.
Yeah,
so wouldn't mezcal be cheap? So wouldn't people want to buy that more? I don't understand.
No. I think he's saying that mezcal or whatever, you can only use one plant, right?
No, tequila you can only use one plant.
Oh, I thought it was the other way.
No. Tequila, you can only use one.
But mezcal is only made in one Mexican state, whereas tequila is made all over.
No, tequila is. Mezcal's made all over.
Mezcal can be produced from 28 varieties, but is made in the city of Osaka.
But also in the states of Guerrero, Durango.
There was a Jalisco somewhere.
Jalisco.
That was tequila. All right, who knows? I don't know.
I just don't understand why tequila is popular, and I had to wait till I was 28 to know what mezcal
Just
was.
drink too much of either and wake up in a convent with a sheet tied to your face.
Tied to your face?
Tied to your
All right.
face?
Yeah. Oh.
How does that work?
That felt a little personal
If
there.
I remembered that, I'd know the answer.
Okay. Oh, now I'm getting hungry.
Right.
I know, right? Can I have the beef fajitas with the side
What
of
are you
guacamole,
guys
please?
doing for dinner after this?
That's what they did to us. Now when we hear this type of music, we want to go to a Mexican restaurant.
All right.
Oh, and some queso fundido.
Oh, you know what? That sounds fantastic. All right, maybe that's what we'll do for dinner.
Careful, plate hot.
Okay, can we have a little change of topic?
Hold
please?
on. Yeah, whoa. Hold on.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Hold on.
I really did like the idea of putting Mr. Bishop's own brand of tequila in a bottle that is shaped like a Mr. Bishop.
Yes, that's an excellent.
Yes.
Instead of Aunt Jemima, it's Mr. Bishop.
Yeah.
and
I
it's
thought it was going to be shaped
tequila.
like
Mr.
Jesus.
Bishop's Captain Fun Beard, whatever, Party Beard, Good
Mr.
Time
Bishop's-
Tequila Show.
Nice.
What do you think of that,
It
Louis?
practically writes itself.
I know.
Practically right.
Marketing's going to be a breeze.
Oh,
for
it's
us.
going to be a breeze. Hey, everybody. Captain.
All right, who wants the bottle-shaped Mr. Bishop beard thingy?
Now, I need to know if the bottle is going to be anatomically correct.
In
wow,
what way?
that was a cold spot. That's the thing that you draw the line at?
I'm not drawing the line. I was waiting for the gentleman. In what way do you mean?
I don't think Gary wants a Ken
Wow.
doll down there is what he's saying.
Yeah.
Well, really?
Where do you think the extra booze is going to come out of? Tequila in the top, mezcal out of my thingy.
Wow.
Much Much like
I
the
like
pee.
how you shut the door on that. You're like,
Yeah.
Much like the pee out of a newly rerouted cat's urethra. Okay.
No, we can do a twist on it, and it'd be tequila, and the worm is your.
Okay.
No, I like that I have two different liquors inside my body.
It's his body, his choice.
Right.
Okay.
I suggested the bottle was going to be anatomically correct, and Drew suggested we could do a twist on it. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I like that too.
Okay.
Each
Instead
pair-
of the top, it comes off there, and you pour it that way.
Okay.
Each pair comes with a little pair of pants and zipper. You undo that.
Kind of like one of those little French sundials.
Oh no, like a freaker, but zippable.
Right.
Yeah, nice. Maybe
I think we're on to something.
Maybe
here.
this is what we should spend our
Don't you
time
think if
on.
you go to Versailles, there would just be a mile-long line of little French cherubs with the water for the fountain coming out of the...
I've been to Versailles.
Yeah, didn't you see a lot of that?
No.
Where's that,
Oh,
Virginia?
I don't know. Yeah,
Yes.
sure it is, kid.
Okay.
All right. Can we have another change? We need to cleanse the palate, so to speak, on another change of topic. Zing, zing. All right, guys, hot topics. The NBA playoffs are happening, and some teams lost very badly. Go. What happened? Let's put it
I
this
said
way.
don't give up on Houston.
We're
Guys can give up
fact-checking.
on Houston.
Gary says...
don't give up on Golden State in this game. They're making a ridiculous comeback.
Okay, well, first of all, why don't we talk about, before we get to what's happening now, why don't we get to what happened with Houston?
Well, I don't know if y'all
and
saw
San
it or heard about that game. I can't see. What does that say?
It is 78-86.
Wow. There, man. Come on. So, I think that was one of the great ass whippings in the NBA the last 20 years.
And they had their best
Center.
player on the bench.
That's what they had. And Tony Parker's out, and Kawhi Leonard didn't play, and they still lost by 39.
39.
Unbelievable.
Now tell me, or tell the listeners again, what your theory on this was with Tony Parker being out.
Well, I was just saying, first of all, he only averaged 24 minutes a game this year, which is not a lot for a starter in the NBA.
Yeah, him and Ginobili are fading. And Ginobili came up huge.
Well, Ginobili's 80.
Yeah.
Like, he's 10 years older than Tony Parker.
Remember
He's
when
39.
he had all that hair?
Genobili's 39.
Yeah.
And he turned
did
back
have
the
a lot of
clock
hair.
quick.
He had cute hair.
I think he'll let it grow back once he gets out of the
Ginobili?
NBA.
Yeah, he used to have cute hair.
I think he cut it off like the way swimmers shave their head for...
No, I think he's pretty much bald.
No, I think he was just going bald. He had to do like a Matt Lauer thing.
Yeah, I
Like
think
they
he's-
couldn't
I think
fake
he's
it
going
anymore.
Well, because that's what I did. Like, when I needed a little more aerodynamics as I was trying to run all those races, I shaved my head. Everybody thinks I'm bald.
Right.
But,
Sure, hon.
what?
Right, you choose the Julius
Yes.
Caesar strip. It is a choice you make.
Once again, it all goes back to Seinfeld. There was a Seinfeld about the... And then when he grew his hair back, it turns out he was bald, and we
right.
didn't know what happened while he was bald.
You know what?
Look at this. Look at this cover model right here.
I
Look
blame.
at this guy.
Yeah, look at that guy, the
Now, see,
Ginobili.
that's not the hair I was thinking of either. I thought he had, like, big, long hair.
He did at one when he was on the cover of ESPN.
Okay, you know what?
The
I
magazine.
blame myself for this.
Hey, so do we.
Yeah, this rabbit hole. But let's go back for a second to the game.
You don't want to talk about hair follicles?
Houston and San Antonio, and they destroyed Houston. And you think that Tony Parker, everyone was worried because he was out, but he only played averaged 24 minutes a game. I do listen sometimes. And so what did you take away from that?
Oh, I'm Blaire Postman. I talk about woman suffrage, but his hair is so cute. His hair is so cute.
They're not independently. They're not mutually exclusive ideas. Okay. I can want to make as much money as a man and still think he has cute hair.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
That's why he married me. Look at my hair.
Right. Okay, we're on a loop here. It's an infinite loop.
You know, I've noticed I've been making Drew laugh more the last couple of weeks.
Okay.
Lewis is playing hard to get, but Drew just throwing himself at me.
I've been drinking more.
He must need an interest-free loan.
Well, maybe he does. 24 minutes a game.
Right.
So?
Yeah, so he's got to slow down. That's like the fastest position on the floor. You figure he's 233 consecutive playoff games. The guy's got a lot of miles on him. And so you got a guy on the bench that's been like a backup for 3 years and sat there and studied under Popovich and
he's
played
one
a
of
little
the
bit
best backups in the league.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden he's out there more. They actually might have gotten better.
Right.
You know, so you watch. If they blow Golden State off the court in 4 games,
no.
That I said if. That was that could. I don't know that hurt them.
I think it's going to be Golden State in 5.
I tell you what, it did hurt. It did hurt any talk of that clown for Houston winning the MVP because boy, that was
10 points in a game 7.
That was unbelievable.
Only taking 7 shots or something like that.
Unbelievable.
Did you see the
bigger
meme?
Choking dog? I don't know that. like we see. I can't even think of a second worst ass whipping in my lifetime that even gets the same breath as that.
Really? What
They
about
were
in some
just-
kind of Super Bowl?
What about the Penguins and the Capitals?
Wait a second.
We'll get to
That's
that.
the next segment.
I played Little League basketball, and we once lost a game 32-2 where I scored the only points in a basketball game for our team with about 10 seconds to go. We were about to be shut out in basketball. That's the next worst whipping.
That's rough.
Gary's not a tall man.
Yeah.
Oh, what was
I was the center on that team.
No, what was the Super Bowl a couple of years where our boy Peyton Manning just didn't show up?
Oh, that was a beautiful one. That was the Seahawks against the.
You won some money on that one.
I did. Yeah, I won
there we
$600.
go.
It was nice.
As soon as you said beautiful, I was like, yeah, he won some money.
I think y'all are confusing that with every Super Bowl the Dallas Cowboys ever won.
Okay.
No one cares.
No?
about that.
What is this song that we're listening to, Mr. Bishop?
This is Charlie Pride with Anyone Going to San Antonio.
All right. Okay. Nice. Nice. All right. All right. Anything else to say about this element of the NBA playoffs? Now, how about the present? If not, that's the past. How about now? What's
Go
going?
Celtics in Game 7. That's all.
No, thank you.
Home team.
Gotta root for my Wizards.
Is that tonight, Celtics versus
Yeah, 7 o'clock.
Be
there, be square.
Wizards?
They're playing to see who gets swept by the Cavaliers in the next round.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's exactly what Gary said. And the Gary's like, it doesn't really matter.
No, it doesn't.
So what's happening with Golden State and San Antonio now? Because San Antonio was ahead by a lot. Or they're close.
They were up by 20 at half, and now the Warriors have pulled it within 9 at the end of the third.
Well, at that
the
rate,
Warriors,
they'll win.
they outscored the Spurs in the third quarter, 39-28.
All right. Anything else about the NBA?
Nah, it's going to be interesting to see who actually wins it this year.
Do you think that it's going to be Cavs, Warriors,
Oh,
everybody?
no doubt. I just think it's going to be a really good series between those two.
Gary?
I just read a news flash on the phone that said that the wow, that was going to be a really funny joke, but it just flew right out the window.
Lewis, Cavs and Warriors? Is that you still think it's Cavs and Warriors?
Yes, I do, and I don't have a problem with it. Everyone in sports radio has an issue with it being Cavs.
They used to be called great rivalries.
Right,
yeah.
they both won one. That's what I'm with Bishop on that one. I
Nobody
don't
had
understand why people are upset. I want to see who the better team is.
I mean, what about like the Celtics and
I
the
was
Lakers?
just
and
about
all
to
these...
say, nobody had a problem with the Celtics and the Lakers
Being there
every year for the
every
80s.
year.
Nobody had a problem with that.
Can we-
Magic Johnson. Oh.
Can we
yeah,
just...
you got Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and LeBron. What more do you want out of a series?
Can we just stop for a second and appreciate the fact
Plus,
that
Houston's
I knew
not in it, so
that I knew
Yeah.
that the Lakers and the Celtics had a storied rivalry.
I'm excited
Okay.
about that. That's coming out. The Celtics, the documentary on Celtics Lakers.
Oh, okay.
last time Blaire went to LA, she spent 3 days looking for the lakes.
No.
Yeah.
Those are from Minnesota because they changed their name. We've done enough. We've done enough with the
I'm
original
so
name.
proud of you, but-
Enough of the original name of the team trivia games on this show over the years.
She was amazed that San Antonio was complaining about the nightlife in Utah because, after all, they're named the Jazz.
Oh, Gary, I was not.
Okay.
They were originally from New Orleans before
Ah.
that moved. I know
thought those were the Pelicans.
Such a better name than the Pelicans.
it was, but what are you going to do? Okay.
Utah should be the Lakers.
The Utah Jazz.
Well, that does make sense with the Salt Lake and
Utah
all.
Lakers.
You know,
Or
the
the
Happy Trumpet
Salties.
album. The Happy Trumpet
LA
album was
Stars.
recorded there,
What, Gary, would
Salt
you...
Lake City.
All right. Can I have a
You can
change?
hear the bells of the Mormon church in the background.
I'm kind of hoping that if we do a change of topic music... that-
Doom.
All right, guys, the NHL playoffs. Gary,
Gary,
ma'am.
you want to take this one?
what happened to the Capitals and the Penguins?
Well, for the 61st year in a row, I'll tell you what happened. Exactly. This is how I know I'm a genius.
Are you going to move on from Ovechkin yet?
No. No, probably not. What are you going to do? You're going to get rid of him and get somebody better. You can't trade him for anybody better.
Maybe you can trade him for Sydney.
Yeah.
Crosby?
Who didn't play?
Right.
But I knew who that was, guys. Come on. I'm on a roll.
You're winning big.
Blaire and
today.
I saw that it was 3-1 and that Sidney Crosby was out probably for the rest of the series. And she said, "Oh, they're gonna. Is that going to hurt him?" And I said, "No. They're going to win Washington's going to win 2 games, get all the momentum.
Yes,
they're
he
not going
did.
to have their best player, and then somehow they're going to choke in Game 7." It's exactly what happened.
Gary is not usually right about who he picks to win, but he's almost always right about who he picks
That's
to
true.
lose.
I never thought of that.
That's right. You have a special sense for that. And so, but before we get to this other subtopic
Seriously,
of DC,
hasn't
I
it
got
been
a
10
little
years in a row?
thing, a little snidbit on the NHL playoffs. Did you see where Emilio Estevez blew up on Twitter?
no, what do you do?
He is so mad. Fans from Anaheim were calling him, congratulating him on the Ducks' win.
Oh, what's wrong with that?
He's so mad. He doesn't like the limelight. That's the reason he doesn't do movies anymore. Is he didn't like being famous. So now they're calling him about being Coach Bombay from the Mighty Ducks
But
movies.
that's the most innocent and adorable way you can annoy a celebrity.
He blew up. He blew up.
Oh, wow. What did he say? That's so terrible.
I just read the headlines where it was like, Emilio Estevez blew up.
Suck my mighty D.
Yeah. you know what really gets people to stop teasing you is when
like it doesn't bother you.
Well, yeah, is when you cry about it.
Yeah.
That always works. So who's left now in the playoffs?
You got the Predators and Ducks.
Wow, that seems like a mismatch.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It
But
does.
the Predators are killing it right now.
Of course, they're Predators.
But the Ducks they're the perennial team. And then you got the Rangers and the Senators.
And the Senators.
No, the Senators beat the Rangers. Senators and the Penguins.
Okay. Which the
Rangers are just as a disappointment as
Ottawa?
the Capitals. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Oh God Almighty! I am killing it today. Sorry. It's just been a long time since I got things right.
Can you imagine Ottawa versus Nashville in the NHL?
Yeah, that's not
the
gonna.
Stanley Cup championship.
I mean, it'd be fine for Canada.
Ottawa, Nashville.
Yeah, that's
wow,
probably not.
I hadn't really thought of that.
That's probably not their TV market advertising rate favorite outcome.
No.
So
they're hoping it's the Penguins and the Ducks. The big execs.
Yeah, of course. And who do you pick right now, Drew?
I think the Penguins are going to win it again.
And versus the Ducks, which is
Again,
we talked about how adorable that is.
I know. I think Nashville is actually going to get past Anaheim.
Okay,
but I think the Penguins are going to finally take down Nashville.
What about you, Gary?
I don't know enough to predict the Nashville side of it, but I just think the Penguins are probably going to win. Yeah.
Lewis, do you have any?
I'm going to say that the Senators will finally bring Lord Stanley's Cup back to Canada.
All right.
It's been many years since it's been in Canada.
Bishop, Lord Stanley's Cup.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's what happens when you French them up.
I think Edmonton's on the verge of starting some things. Like they have
next year. You mean?
Yeah, the next few years.
All right.
But don't they speak English in Ottawa?
Everywhere but Montreal, Quebec.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys. What are we listening to here, Mr. Bishop?
This is Schoolie D. I thought this would make Gary happy, but I guess he doesn't.
I don't know this one.
I don't know Schoolie D.
No.
What's the one?
Somebody died. Who died?
What's the dun 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 dun? What's that one?
Oh, that's Apache.
Yeah, that would make Gary happy. I know what makes Gary happy, and that's one of them.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So, a little spin-off from that. Is DC now the saddest sports town?
We'll see after Game 7 tonight.
New York Times is positing that they haven't won anything since '92, but also in addition to that, the Nationals have supposedly been so close, and the Capitals, and they keep losing.
Here's what I think.
Or do you have other nominations for saddest sports?
No,
towns?
I think they've been the saddest sports town for 20 years.
Well, I mean, they were Boston and Cubs.
I know, but there's two ways to be sad.
The Celtics have been winning.
There's two ways, right? There's two ways to be sad. The first way to be sad is not having won anything for a long time. But the other way to be sad is just to be sad. The Bullets are
so close.
Sad. They're just They're
not the Bullets anymore.
They changed their name because their name was too offensive.
I love the Bullets. Well, you couldn't have the DC Sniper and then the Washington
right.
Bullets.
And they never.
Well, it was before that. Actually,
I know. But I'm just saying, if they would have kept the name, that would have been awkward.
And they never draft anybody that. Their draft picks never work out. You know, they had an 18-year-old kid who was living off chicken and buying new clothes instead of washing it. It's just sad. Like, it always happens to them. They lose the Penguins 714 years in a row in Game 7 when they should have won.
Nationals never pan out when they're supposed to be the
No,
best
they
team.
were the Montreal Expos originally, who was then the previous saddest team. They weren't even in the United States.
How do you have Pedro Martinez and Vladimir Guerrero and don't do it?
And never win. I mean...
I like it.
Right. Yeah.
Good theme music.
I mean, I can't think of another city that I'd give the nod to.
Plus,
What
they
about
have
Miami?
they have a
Oh,
the Heat have
won.
won.
What
the baseball teams won too.
What
Twice.
About,
they won twice.
Well, not New Orleans. 'cause
And
they won
Miami
that
has
Super
the
Bowl.
best record ever, undefeated. Come on, Dolphins.
And
Get
then
at
was
it.
a long
the
time
bar
ago.
closing time is 5 a.m.
All right, so you're saying the bar closing time feeds in there?
Yeah.
What
I
about,
mean, Atlanta's the closest, I think, after
think?
Washington.
Even
Gary?
Salt Lake City had an Olympics.
Yeah.
And the Jazz went to a couple of finals.
Yeah.
Well, the Wizards are there. No, not finals.
No,
they
but
won't
they're
win.
not going to win. They're a sad team. They
What
get
about-
one great player and
okay.
can't put anybody around
What
him.
about Portland, Oregon?
Yeah, but they
No,
won.
they won the MLS.
Oh.
Didn't Portland win the
Soccer?
MLS?
I don't know if you can count ones that don't have all the teams, because they don't have baseball or
Okay.
football.
So you need like all four major
Why?
sports.
At least
Maybe three.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
Well, you can't count Charlotte because Charlotte doesn't have. They don't have baseball.
Oh, they were just in the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah.
Or 2 years ago.
They
Yeah.
lost.
Yeah. Oh,
horribly
boy.
to
Boy,
a
did
clearly
they.
superior team.
But getting there,
Quarterback by a Manning.
You said you weren't going to say that name anymore.
Sorry. They keep playing. All right. Can I have a change of topic music? We have time for just one more quick thing before we call Maddie Wiener.
Do you know what you get when you cross a man with a lightning bolt?
Cam Newton.
Cross a man with a lightning.
Peyton Manning's
You get
arm?
Manning.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been training for that 40-yard dash.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I look forward to it. Major League Baseball, it's Derek Jeter Day.
I read a very interesting tidbit this morning where Derek Jeter is the only player in Major League Baseball to play 20-plus years and never have a losing season.
Really?
Wow.
I didn't realize he had never had a losing season.
Never had a losing season.
That's amazing.
Well,
I
in
don't have a
baseball,
lot
all
to
you got to
say.
win is like 20 games to have a winning season.
Right.
So
20 out of the.
Well,
out
if
they
he
only
had-
play 30 games.
Right.
If he had been drafted by the Kansas City Royals, that stat wouldn't be true.
Oh,
it had something to
God.
do with being with the team that had all the money and bought every great player every year the entire time.
That's
he was
when the
there.
Yankees were big, spending
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else about Derek Jeter Day before
I have a
we
question.
Yes, sir.
Earlier, you were talking about how cute boys are.
Some of them, not all of them.
Yeah.
Derek Jeter, what's your thoughts on him?
It's fine.
What?
He's all right. He's all right.
He's a little ethnic for her taste.
No, that's what are you talking about? Ginobili? I just happen to like Ginobili's hair.
Should we cut that section?
If he had hair, would you like him better?
No, I mean, he's awfully quiet.
Oh.
Ah.
You know, like
Right.
By that she means he didn't get arrested nearly enough for her.
No, Ginobili's not been arrested, has he? I don't really know a lot about him. I just remember liking his hair.
So he's the son of an Irish mother.
Derek Jeter?
And an African American father
Everyone-
who had a PhD.
Everyone says that Derek Jeter is like the greatest person in America, so I believe them. Even though it seemed like he dated Madonna for a little bit.
He dated a lot of people.
Yes. So
his tree. I love that they did the starting lineup of girls that Jeter has dated.
Oh my
It was
gosh.
fantastic.
I'll tell you something else. Nothing good ever happened in a $50 million Midtown Manhattan penthouse.
nothing good ever happened?
No, you don't need that. If you need that, there's something bad going on.
You got Vita
You think
Vita
so?
Guerra.
Yeah.
Is
You
that
got
real?
Mariah Carey.
Yes.
Okay.
What do
You
you
got
need a
Miss Universe.
$50 million penthouse for?
Well, it's very expensive to live in Manhattan.
I know, but it's not that expensive.
Well, when you're Derek Jeter, what is it?
I don't know.
What is it to you?
Yeah.
What do you need a horse barn on top of a 100-story building?
That would be complicated to get the
that's what I'm
horses
saying.
up there.
It gets expensive.
Okay. All right, guys.
Alex Rodriguez or Derek Jeter?
Oh, Derek Jeter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
hate
trying to
Alex
figure out
Rodriguez.
I'm trying to figure out her type.
Ah, gotcha.
Paul
Yeah, it seems odd that we know my type of man,
Right.
but not her type of man.
Oh, I can. Yeah.
What if it's also Rick Rossovich?
Ah.
Oh, boy. All right. Change the topic, music.
If he was only a girl, we could have him as a guest. Of course, then I wouldn't be as attracted to him.
Yeah, I'm really knocking down glass ceilings for women here
You know, I hear the floor is the
on
ceiling.
the podcast. So we're now going to call our guest Maddie Wiener on the Dead Crow Comedy Celebrity Talk Line. Dead Crow Comedy Room in Wilmington, North Carolina has weekly events featuring local and regional comedians and nationally touring comics from TV and movies. This week, it's going to be the Cape Fear Comedy Festival with, among other wonderful comedians, headliner Jesse Joyce. And whether you're in town for vacation or you're a local, come on to www.deadcrowcomedy.com. That's deadcrowcomedy.com to check out the festival this week or the shows every week of the year. Yes, Gary, were you going to say something?
No.
Come to Bombers every night at 8 p.m.
I'm sorry. Was that an unauthorized endorsement?
Did you fill out the paperwork?
Did you fill out the paperwork for
It's
that?
part of the festival.
Is that a woman-owned club?
I have lots of things I do. Did I promote?
There'll be
them
a
on the
woman
show?
bartender.
They put on there. Did you say there'd be a woman bartender?
Yeah, so it's okay for you to go.
I'm just afraid for you guys with men.
No, her name is Denise. She's very nice.
That's not what I'm saying.
Why do you not like Denise?
I like Denise.
Oh.
Denise gave me a free glass of wine when I won your competition.
See, there you go.
When you what?
See?
Hey, Maddie Wiener. This is Blaire Postman, and you're on the line with My Fantasy Wife podcast. How are you?
I'm good. I'm very honored to be here. I'm good. I am outside in the grass.
Okay, well,
I'm really glad you answered. That was about to turn ugly.
That's not always good for sound quality, so we'll let you know if we hear too many chirping birds. But
okay.
But in the meantime, let me introduce you to who's in the room. First of all, my mildly sexist husband and sports stat expert, Mr. Gary Hames.
How am I sexist? You restrict the sex of the guest makes me sexist?
Okay, and also slightly more sexist comedian Drew Harrison.
Oh, he's definitely more sexist
Some
than me.
stuff has
for sure.
happened on the podcast today, Maddie. Some stuff has
I
happened.
don't understand that I got more.
And rounding things out, sound engineer, comedian, and perfectly nice man
Thank
who has
you.
no problem
Bishop
with women,
is
Mr.
gentleman?
Louis
I don't
Bishop.
have any problem with women.
I'm pretty sure Bishop and Gary started the guest talk, and I was sitting over here quietly.
Listen, okay. Blaire will know this. We lay traps for pigs like you.
That's right.
Wow.
Okay? And you fell right in the trap, piggy.
We could end the podcast there because that's the greatest thing that's ever happened.
Yeah, now that needs to go in his. That needs to go as his.
Yeah, that might need to be your soundbite at the beginning. All right, Maddie. I'm going to introduce you to our listeners. Maddie Wiener has taken the North Carolina comedy scene by storm by age 18.
How old?
18.
Oh, I'm flattered that you.
I'm not done with it yet, Maddie. Don't make me regret this.
Mama
She's
Blaire.
performed at showcases at Good Nights Comedy Club and other clubs around the Carolinas. And you're opening at Good Nights in June for headliner Rich Voss. And 2 days before that, you graduate from high school. You're also part of the Wasted Potential Comedy Tour that was at Dead Crow Comedy. Everyone, big round of applause for Maddie Wiener. Maddie, who's been on the phone with us for 10 minutes and still hasn't gotten to talk.
You know, I heard Maddie is good right now, but when she gets 19, she'll be really good. That's what you said. Yeah,
That's right.
And that's not sexist?
No.
Come on.
No, that's
Come on.
That's seeing
No,
potential.
That's ageism.
That's seeing potential.
Okay.
Jesus.
Wow. Hey, Maddie.
Hello.
Hello. Now, Maddie, you did, as we do with all of our guests on the show, we ask what kind of sports interests or competitive interests you've had in your life. And you told us that you had 6 years and we're getting a lot of wind noise. So if you can go inside, that's great. But,
Okay.
But we...
Wow. Are we talking to Timmy?
Yeah, right. We once had Timmy Sherrill on the phone while he was riding his bicycle. Sounds a little like that. So you had 6 years of figure skating practice, competition, learning, and 3 years of it, and I had never heard of this, was synchronized figure skating. Is that right?
Yes, I did 6 years, overlapping, where I was doing individual competitive stuff, but the synchronized skating was most of it. So it was like me and 7 to 9 other people on a team, and it's sort of like
that's the strangest thing
I
I've
have
ever
never heard of this before ever. Please explain how you got into it and how it works.
Okay, so I started skating when I was, I think, 7 when I moved here, and then eventually, the local skating rink, which was in Hillsborough, North Carolina, had a I think it was called the Triangle Sportsplex or something, and it had a skating team that they advertised, and then you went on that, and it was a bunch of it was very Dance Moms-esque in terms of just
really
a lot of glitter being glued to child's faces. Yeah, there was a weird. Well, because the people in the skating rinks, they're sitting so far back that they're oh, we want to be able to see your face and your facial expressions. So they do this really exaggerated, very glittery pageanty thing and
clown
super
face
tight
kind of.
buns. Oh yeah, up close it looks ridiculous.
Would women use hot glue guns on their children's faces?
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Or one time we did the halftime of a Carolina Hurricanes game.
Really?
Right.
And and it was raining that day, and I got stuck and I was late there, and so then they threw me in this chair. We were stuck in traffic. And I was late there.
That's different.
And sorry, I was getting ahead of myself. But we were stuck in traffic, and so when I finally got there, we were about to go on, and so there were 5 people, and the hot glue guns and hair irons and stuff. So there was a weird image to it also that I feel it's not necessary, but yeah.
Very pageantry. Now, did you compete individually, against against other ice skaters, like you people who had like Olympic aspirations or what have you?
I don't know that there was anyone like training that seriously at the club that I was at. But yeah, there were other because most of the individual competition I did was when I was like 7, so it was like me against other like 7-year-olds and like a lot of like.
What was your best move?
My best move, I had a waltz jump that was pretty killer, which is a glorified hop, and I crushed it.
That's better than me. I once fell down in college in my ice skating class and got a concussion, and they didn't give me credit for the class.
Wait, you had an ice skating class in college?
We had a gym requirement.
Well, she went to a really big school, so they offered a lot of exotic...
No, we went to a really small school
so cool.
near fancy resorts, and we used to take gym classes there. It's really weird that we had a gym class requirement.
I didn't even know college facilities had ice skating rinks until
they don't.
Some,
Mine didn't.
The nice ones do. Have you ever heard of Walford? We would wipe our ass with Walford.
That's pretty accurate about Washington and Lee. I missed my 25th anniversary reunion this week.
To be here for the show. That's very giving.
That wasn't why, but yeah. So did you, what was the most heated competition that you were in?
One year we went to, so they have these big regional competitions for the team where we would it was the whole East Coast division of whatever organization got together, and then all the synchronized teams competed against each other, and then we in the first round got first place, and we're really excited and we're not expecting that, and then the second round in competition, the one guy on the team fell down, and we ended up getting last because they had to do some weird
He tried his hardest.
Yeah. It's typical, is what I'm saying.
No,
typical.
Right, Blaire. It's typical of man fails.
Right, weak link.
That's why
man fails.
Actually, that moment at a young age, I was like, oh, men.
Right.
Take note.
Right.
If I ever grow up and get a talk show of no male guests.
Right. Maddie, they say I haven't had any male guests on in a while, so that's what they're saying, that I'm sexist. That's where all this is coming from.
It's a reverse sexism.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
So it's not as bad.
It's pretty direct. There's no there's no reverse.
Hey, so what? So I want to know, when you have 9 people, are you all doing different moves? Are you doing the wave? Those wave patterns? Are you doing loop-de-loops? What? How?
Loop-de-loops.
Yeah.
They're called waltz jumps.
Okay, sorry.
Most of the time, it's the same movement, but the thing is you're in certain formations. So if you're in what is called a block, which is just 3-4 lines of people in a row that are linked by if you have your arms straight out to your sides and you're grabbing the shoulder of the person on either side of you to create these lines, and then that square travels as one formation. So it's supposed to be that if you were looking at it aerially, it would be visually
which
interesting.
nobody is.
Yeah, but sometimes they'll film it, I think, for the judges to look at it that way.
Okay.
Just to see if people's lines match up and stuff. But so you could be in a block where you're doing all the same movements and everyone's just a mirror image. But then they'll sometimes do ones where say there's a circle and then multiple people outside the circle doing separate moves. So there'll be break up into smaller groups that are all still doing the same moves, but there's never a solo portion of it. It's always a coherent thing. Yeah.
Right. You have to stay in line and look like everyone else and be like everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
So you probably loved that part of it.
Yeah, it's a good place to hide emotionally as a child.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Wow. All right. Nailed that.
Weren't quite old enough for marching band yet, so you went right into the synchronized
Yeah, do you have
skating.
a marching band background by any chance?
I did it for one season.
Yeah.
Year.
Okay.
That explains a lot. Okay. Gary was in marching band in high school, and it comes up a lot.
Just for the women, though.
Yeah, what did you play? What did you play, Gary?
I was the marimba player.
Oh, okay.
All-state marimba for 2 years. Really?
Oh, my God. Maddie was Maddie, do you happen to own a marimba?
I don't.
What the fuck?
No, she's not a billionaire.
Do you have access to marimba?
I can't. Yes, for the next month until I graduate.
Okay, perfect. We'll talk about this offline.
At the college that I went to,
owned a marimba factory.
No, when we would have bonfires, we would burn marimbas. They're made out of fine wood,
mahogany.
Yes,
It has a nice smell.
Fine Brazilian mahogany.
When they burn.
Maroomba smell.
I love that you were in marching band because it just fits in with.
What do you think's wrong with Lewis? What do you think's wrong with him?
Nothing. I think he's perfect.
All right.
I think he's perfect, and I love that you play the marimba. I just can't even tell you how excited I am about that. So, was there anything else, like any other secret competition? Because we didn't know you were in marching band. Anything else? Do you still have any of the sparkly outfits from the ice dancing stuff?
I do. They're way too small on me now. Are you
Don't wear them.
Like, other? Yeah, no, I have like little. They look like. I mean, because they're like. I also like they were very like scanty and like I don't know.
Skimpy.
Weird subculture that exists. That's
Go
really
on.
upsetting.
I like where this is going.
Yeah. Is it like pageant moms?
Yeah, no, totally. Because a lot of it, I just remember like being at the ice skating rink one time, and then like this mom looking at her kid and being like, "You're not doing good," like just having a meltdown in front of her kid, and I was like, "Oh, this should be, yeah, like it could have been a reality show." I feel like.
Wow.
See, I never had kids. I had to do that to other people's kids.
Right. And that's why we hang out in ice skating rinks.
That's why we live in North Carolina now.
That's right. Wow. Is there anything else that any other competitive thing besides comedy that you've done in your life that that maybe you'll continue? Or
how is comedy competitive? One person on a stage.
No, but it's she's done comedy competitions and stuff.
Okay.
So
do you wear the glitter when you do a comedy competition?
You know what, Maddie?
Yeah, I'm dressed up. I have a little like I'm on rollerblades and I'm
nice.
tap dancing.
You know what? You'd probably get a TV show in like a week.
Yeah,
by the way,
I think so too. You might try that.
It's I mean, you'll hate yourself, but you'll be very rich. So is there any other competition or sports related thing like marching band that we should know about?
In middle school, I went through a weird I just kind of did a sampling of like a lot of things that I tried for like one season. So I did like rec soccer for one season and like volleyball. I think I was the goalie on our lacrosse team in 8th grade.
Yeah.
I did track for a season.
But just nothing spoke to you like ice dancing, and so what was the point?
Yeah, I was like, oh, I love the most expensive sport, Mom and Dad. Congratulations.
Yes.
Yeah, I play. Wait, I'm sensing a theme here because you love the most expensive sport. You played the most expensive instrument.
That's true.
You entered the field novice comic in which you can make the most money. It all seems to be running together.
That's why she didn't. That's why Maddie didn't bite whenever you were like, "You'll be rich and famous." She's like, "I'm already."
Yeah, right.
Like yes, I
was laying in the grass. I have grass in my house.
Congratulations. So, Maddie, we always come up with a game that we like to play with our guests, and based on their interests or their life. And we came up with young sports record holders and phenoms because you're kind of a young comedic phenom, if you will.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. And don't worry, in a couple of years, you'll be, just like the rest of us.
Everyone will forget about that.
Yeah, but for now, you're filled with that horrible thing called potential. And so we're going to play this little game, and we're going to ask you questions, and you see if you can answer them.
Okay.
And if you do well, you get nothing. And if you do poorly...
No, we're going to give her a free bottle of Louis Bishop tequila.
Well, no, not for another 3 years.
Okay.
And if...
It'll be aged to perfection.
Yeah, we'll age it to perfection for your 21st birthday.
Just don't drink the mezcal.
Yeah, and then that's a callback to a segment that you had no way of hearing or listening to in any way. But if you lose or you don't do well, we'll just make fun of you. So it's a real lose-lose proposition for you. Okay.
Okay, fantastic. I'm excited.
Yeah. I kind of
on the positive side, it's impossible to miss a question because Blaire will give you 900 hints, including spelling the answer for you.
Okay, well, let her figure that out.
Oh my gosh, I'm so bad at sports trivia, though. I'm going to need it.
Okay.
Who wants to go first? How about you, Drew? You want to ask question number one? No?
Yes.
Okay.
This baseball player.
Nope.
This basketball player.
Yep.
Once a young phenom, is now a decrepit 30-something. But he holds the record for youngest NBA player to reach 25,000 points scored.
Do I make up? I have no idea.
He plays for the Cleveland Cavaliers. He's the next Michael Jordan.
Who's the most famous basketball player still playing?
It's not Jabron Lames.
His name rhymes with
Jabron Lames.
LeBron James.
Yay! Woo!
Yay!
1 for 1.
Oh my gosh, I did it. How did I know that?
You're a genius. Gary is unscrolling a parchment.
Sorry.
Woo! All right. I'll go ahead and ask question number 2.
I like that one.
In April 1997, this golfer won his first major, the Masters, in record-breaking fashion and became the tournament's youngest ever winning Wiener. Wow. At age 21.
See, karma for making fun of my baseball player thing.
At age 21. Golfer.
Tiger Woods?
Yes.
Right.
The only golfer you probably know, right?
Yeah, I was going to say, how convenient. He's
Yeah.
the only person I know who plays golf.
All right, Gary, do you want to ask your number 3?
Yeah. This still famous gold medalist in gymnastics. How is she still famous?
She is.
Won at the 1976 Games in Montreal at age 14. Good luck with that.
Betty White. I'm going with Betty White.
Yes.
No, she was from
I don't
Romania.
think she's ever heard of this girl.
Romania.
Oh, I'm not going to know this.
You don't know any Romanians.
She's American.
Just give her the
now.
first name. She might get the last
How about
If I switch the letters, I still don't think she'd get it.
How about her first name is Nadia.
I'm going to go with Nadia then.
Nadia gonna know it.
Okay. Sorry. It's Nadia Comaneci. Nadia Comaneci. No, it's Comaneci. It's not.
Comaneci.
Yeah. And she was just the most important gymnast of my lifetime. But whatever.
Also won the Wilmington Comedy Festival last year. Maybe you saw some of that.
No.
She's like 76 now. It's okay.
She's not 76. Yeah. She was only 14 in 1976.
So she's like 82 now.
She's 58.
Okay. All right. Drew, how about number 4?
I don't know how to pronounce that last name.
Muir.
Okay. Karen Muir became the youngest world record holder in any sport when in 1965, at the age of 12 years, 10 months, and 25 days, she set a world record in what event?
That's a hard question.
It's an individual sport.
Gymnastics?
No, it's sort of the opposite of what you would do with ice skating. Because ice melts into...
Track?
Ice melts into
right.
what?
Yeah, come on, we're going too far.
All right.
Okay,
She said track.
Ice melts into what?
Swimming.
But what swimming event? She only gets one
hold on,
chance
no,
of
yeah,
this.
hold on, no, I get.
Oh, do I have to guess like the stroke?
No, hold on, yeah, it would be like if you had fell on the ice and you couldn't get up on your feet, but instead you just moved your arms backwards, and then the ice turned into the other form, not gas, but the other. You would be doing a
backstroke.
Oh,
wow.
Way to go, Maddie.
Wow.
Oh, thank you.
I really like to set our players up for success when I can.
That was very Blaire-like, Bishop. I like that. That was good.
All right. This you're not getting this, but it's fun for the listeners. Jack Payne became the youngest golfer ever to record a hole-in-one. He did it on a par 3 in Lake Forest, California. What age?
I have some hints for her.
Let me take this
15.
one. Hold on, let me take this one.
Okay.
It was a par.
Way too hard. All right.
What was that, Maddie?
It was a grunt of
frustration.
Of mental.
Not a par 4,
mental
not a par 2, but a par
3.
Hey, there we go.
It is my girl.
Back.
Wow. Okay, Gary, you want to take number 6?
Okay, on May 6th, 1967, Canadian Maureen Wilton laced up her track shoes and shattered the world record for this prestigious running event by almost 5 minutes. She was 13 years old at the time and stood 4 foot 10 inches tall. What was the event?
Jesus, Blaire. No wonder you have to give these
dash?
No.
a lot longer.
A lot longer.
She shattered it by 5 minutes. It wasn't the 100-yard dash.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, maybe she started real slow and she worked her way up.
Right.
Right.
She started at a slow walk. No, okay. The 400-meter dash, is that even an
Keep
event?
going.
Okay, hold on. I got a hint for you. Let's say
2 miles?
Yeah, no, hold on. Say you are skating, okay? And you're on ice. It melts. There's no more ice. There's no more water, right? But you need to go from one place.
Wait, what happened to her skates?
She's still on her skates.
Okay.
This is what makes it even more difficult. You're going from one place to another, but it originated from a war, possibly in Greece, that someone had to run this thing to this town.
A marathon.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Ding, ding, ding,
Bishop,
ding,
you should be a life coach.
Thank you.
That's a good
Okay.
idea.
All right, this next one is totally going to be great. Number 7, at age 30 years, 11 months, What did Sean McVay become the youngest man ever to accomplish in January of this year,
on my
2017?
Birthday. Yeah.
January 21st.
Pole vaulting?
Okay.
Oh, I'm still in the...
Totally. Did you think that was going to be right?
That's a hard question.
What's a sport that you play?
Okay, I didn't say he played.
He's teaching the sport, perhaps.
Okay, hold on. I got a hint for you.
All right.
You know, like in the ice skating, how you had a team and you had to work as a team. So he coaches. There's a defensive team, an offensive team, and a special teams team, and they all do stuff for a certain goal.
Basketball?
No, hold on.
Wow.
Hold on.
They call it touchdowns. I don't like that, though, because it seems a bit too grabby to me. I feel like it should be happy downs. And it's by 7 points. He's coaching for the LA Rams, but I didn't tell you that. Do you have any hints?
What do you think this person got to do starting January of this year? Coaching what sport?
Football.
Right.
Wow.
He is the...
Has she missed one yet?
She missed
one.
She missed Kamanichi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Coach of the LA Rams. He's the youngest NFL coach ever.
How old was he again?
30. Well, ancient, because he was 30 years, 11 months. So, yeah, I'm with you. He
You'll
doesn't
be there
even
one day.
deserve
It's
to be
okay.
on this list. All right, number 8. 10-year-old Saffron
Herndon.
Saffron Herndon is widely regarded, not by me, I hate this question, as the youngest to perform professionally at this.
Ballet?
All right, hold on. I'll give you a hint. All right, so...
Well, he's a performer.
Hold on.
Hold on.
It's something that you're amazingly talented in, all right? It's not Marumba. It's not Maramba. It's not the Roomba. It's not ice skating. It's something that you do by yourself on a stage with a microphone.
Singing?
Hold on. Sometimes you do it at Good Night's Comedy Club. Sometimes you do it other places also. You're going to be doing it with Rich Voss. Not doing it with Rich
Comedy.
Voss.
Wow.
Okay, all right, okay.
This thing.
But yes, comedy is your guess?
Yes.
That's close enough.
Ding, 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 ding. Gary found this one. He says Saffron Herndon is the youngest touring stand-up
Widely
comedian.
regarded.
Well, whatever.
Oh,
I think
wait, I've heard that name before. Is that 10-year-old girl?
Yes.
That, like,
who? Yeah, I'm
I've
pretty
seen
sure.
Was it
like
on Conan?
I don't know. I'm on her website right now, and she has no events for the rest of the year on her calendar.
Yeah,
so.
I also think that that maybe
That
somebody's
sounds like a
writing his
technical
jokes,
problem.
you know?
That's all.
All right, number
You
9.
can buy 3 different shirts of hers. So.
Number 9.
You wrote this question because you love this person.
You want to. I don't love this person. I just think it's interesting.
You always use.
She was
them in
good
these
on
things.
Rescue Me.
Do you want to take this one, Gary?
Sure. In 1973, this child star won Best Actress Oscar for her role in Paper Moon, in which her father also starred.
I have no idea.
Right, because it was 25 years before you were born. Blaire.
I don't even know if the timeline makes sense on this. Shirley Temple?
Okay,
Wow.
no, wow. Okay, much after, like 40 years after Shirley
74,
Temple.
She was
Not
also in the Bad News
1934.
Bears.
Okay.
The original one.
Judy Garland?
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Keep going.
That'd have been a hell of a movie.
I need you to fast forward 30 or 40 years. She was...
Fatty Arbuckle?
Did you ever...
Toto, you play first base.
Did you ever watch Sex and the City, or were you too young, much too young for that? You've never watched.
Oh, no, I've seen that. What's the name? The main lady?
No, not
Sarah Jessica Parker.
She was a co-star. She was married to John McEnroe, but that's not going to mean anything to you.
I don't know who this is.
Okay, I'm just going to tell her. It's Tatum O'Neal.
Famous Harlem Globetrotter Goose Tatum O'Neal.
Tatum O'Neal. Tatum O'Neal is her name. Just Google it. You know, whatever. It's fine. Go ahead, Gary.
All right. At 13 years old, Jordan Romero, At 13 years old, in July of 2009, Jordan Romero became the youngest mountain climber to achieve this feat.
Climbing Mount Everest?
Yes!
Yes,
Ding,
and
ding,
as far as
ding,
I'm
ding,
concerned,
ding.
if you allow your 13-year-old to climb Mount Everest, you should be indicted on some sort of child
Yeah, it's very unsafe.
Yeah.
It's great. People die.
Yeah,
all
the
time.
death percentage is like 10%.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. All right, Maddie, do you have anything coming up besides your Rich Voss shows that you want to tell us about? Tell our listeners about?
Yeah, if anybody's in the Chapel Hill area, we're doing a show at the local 506, which is sponsored by Al's Burger Shack. So you can eat there before the show and get them for free. And we have some people from Greensboro, Winston-Salem, and LA that I think is going to be really fun.
Okay,
The big three. They got one from each of the big three.
When is the show?
It is May 18th at 9 o'clock.
All right, wonderful. And you're going to be Rich Voss, and you're going to be graduating from high school, almost probably, right?
Yes.
Oh, like definitely, right?
Yeah, if I pull everything together. Yeah, no, I'm on track to graduate.
Okay, sounds great. All right, Maddie, thank you so much for playing our game and being our guest. You were a lot of fun, as always.
Oh, thank you so much for having me on.
Bye,
Maddie.
All right, we'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Such a nice kid.
Did you see how mad she was about Saffron Herndon? Because she thought maybe it was going to be her.
Pray baby.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I think that's going to... Whew! I'm exhausted.
Right.
That was a lot of work. Okay, that's going to wrap us up for this week, listeners. To download all our episodes that we put out every week, subscribe in iTunes, Stitcher, and YouTube. You can find links to everything at myfantasywife.com. Thank you, Mr. Bishop, for taking us out with the jazz trumpet stylings of Mr. Al Hurt.